Hey everybody, it's Charlie. We got a whole bunch of Rick and Morty Season 4 episode updates. Justin Roiland went on the H3H3 podcast last December. He explained where they're at. He talked about the episode count and talked about the number of animatics that they're ready to ship off, which actually gives us a pretty good idea of the schedule that they're on and when they'll be able to air episodes. So we'll break it all down. What I'll do is I'll play the clip of him talking about it, then I'll talk about all the things that they've said so far about what's going to be different during Season 4 from previous seasons. If you're just finding my channel for the first time, I do Rick and Morty episodes for every season. Be sure to subscribe to get everything. Here's the clip of Justin Roiland talking about Season 4 episodes.
Justin, Rick and Morty, huge Rick and Morty news. The show was renewed big time.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So we got a big hefty order for more episodes.
So tell me about how big was the order? It was like another 6 seasons, right?
It's 70 episodes. 70 episodes. Yeah.
How long does
and we're in the middle of production on the
episodes?
Oh God, I mean, well, the jury's out on that one. I mean, hopefully not a crazy long amount of time.
Now you guys are currently in production of the new season, right?
Yeah.
And how is that going?
It's great. It's going good. We've got really good. We got some really good stuff. Like
you have
definitely.
Episodes in the can.
We have some animatics in the can. Yeah, like we're shipping. Stuff is getting shipped or about to be. Episodes are about to be shipped for color animation. But yeah, like
This is so long.
We're moving along, Ethan.
And
we got a good season.
That's great.
Yeah,
everyone's super.
It's gonna
excited.
be cool.
Got any spoilers for us?
The important thing that he says during that is the number of animatics that they're getting ready to ship off. Remember, this was recorded back in the middle of December, so it's actually been a long time. They've already shipped those animatics that he was talking about. Usually when they ship an animatic off, it takes them about 6 weeks to animate the episode. Then once they get the finished product back, they'll tune some of the dialogue, maybe change some of the jokes out, then the episode's done. So they're actually a little bit ahead of schedule from where they were at this point during Season 3. Remember, they had the episode done by the time we got to April Fool's. That's why they did that special April Fool's Day episode, just because they had it sitting there and ready to go, and it had been so long since the previous season.
Because for a year, I had been suffering a lot of kids tweeting me going, like, where's the new episode? Where's the new season? And not being able to say anything. It did give me license for one. I got to pick one kid, waited like 5 minutes before the premiere, and he tweeted me and said, come on, where's the season? And I responded to him going like, what do you want me to do? Wave a magic wand and just make the premiere of Rick and Morty happen just because you asked? And knowing that he'd go, yeah, I do. And I'm like, all right, you get this one. Turn on your TV and let's die. I have a feeling that kid's going to grow up to be either president or a serial killer.
So because they changed their promotional tactics between seasons, I'm not expecting them to do the exact same thing for Season 4. But as it stands right now, they're on track to air episodes during the summer. Now, they could choose to move that up a little bit if the episodes are done a little bit sooner, because the last couple of seasons, they've started in July. So very conservative estimate, just plan on a July premiere. If it happens before then we'll just all celebrate and go crazy. But remember, they didn't drop the first official Season 3 trailer until the beginning of the summer. So with the exception of maybe like a spring stunt, if they want to promote things just to remind people, hey, we're back after that long break, I'm not really expecting to see a lot of finished animation or trailers or promos or anything like that till the beginning of the summer, so it's still going to be a little while. But they've been posting from the writer's room. Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon have been posting from the voiceover booth. Justin Roiland actually just teased that they're doing Interdimensional Cable 3, which if you remember, they were originally planning on doing when they were still going to do 14 episodes during Season 3, but then behind the scenes there was some problem that they didn't really explain. They had to cut the episode order down to 10, so they decided to do Morty's Mind Blowers in place of another interdimensional cable, which is why they had the joke at the beginning of the episode.
I never intended for this to be a substitute for interdimensional.
No, none of us did. We had this all planned out. This was gonna air. This was gonna air 9th, and then the actual Interdimensional Cable 3 was gonna air 12th. Yeah. In a world where we had 14, and then we've done 2 more, and that would have been that. But yeah, we had due to numerous production snafus, we had to cut the back 4.
As upset as everyone was about not getting another interdimensional Cable episode, I feel like Morty's Mind Blowers was such a cool episode that hopefully they'll do that again at some point. Maybe not right away during season 4, but maybe again during season 5. When Justin Roiland was talking about the episodes, he didn't specify whether they were planning on airing 10 episodes per season or 14 episodes, because those 70 episodes work out to either 5 years of 14 episodes per season or 7 years of 10 episodes per season. If you watch any of Cartoon Network's other animated series like Steven Universe or Adventure Time, you know that sometimes they air weird blocks of episodes that don't totally make sense. The schedule is really hard to follow. The upside, I think, is that Rick and Morty is a little more serialized and it's more of an adult audience, so they're more willing to air it in just straight blocks of 10 episodes or 14 episodes or whatever it's going to be going forward. The other big things that they've said about season 4 and how things are going to be different from season 3 are mostly talking about the dynamic inside the house, the dynamic outside the house, like internal threats to the family and external threats. So Dan Harmon was really clear in that season 4 is going to basically take things back to more of a season 1, season 2 type of dynamic where the family is largely localized to the house. They won't be focusing a lot on the will they, won't they get a divorce of Beth and Jerry's marriage. Jerry is still going to be the punching bag, but the big dynamic change is that Rick is no longer the power of the family. He's sort of relegated to status that he had during season 1, season 2. They didn't take all of his power away or anything like that, but they did force him to verbally acknowledge that there wasn't anything that he was going to be able to do about this. That's why he said, I surrender, Jerry. Fine, you win. You get my family. So even though he's super pissed, it just means that he won't be constantly trying to get rid of Jerry at every turn, every single episode. That means a relatively stable family unit for the duration of the season, like it was during season 1, implying that the house itself will be a much more central location than it was during season 3, just because you have Jerry's apartment and at various points everybody was off in different directions. They sort of brought things full circle with Morty and Summer, so their relationship with Rick is a little bit like it was during season 1, season 2, but it's not like they're suddenly going to forget everything that they've been through. So like Morty has effectively done a lap on the Rick circuit, like he went from idealizing him and simultaneously being terrified of him during season 1, asserting himself to Rick during season 2, then at the beginning of season 3, where he flat out rejected Rick and did everything he could to try and get Summer to stop believing in him, and Summer sort of started on her own little version of the Morty arc where she's like, this is so awesome, I'm so happy to be going out on adventures with Rick. Then by the end of the season, Morty chilled out on Rick a little bit, realized how important he was to the family emotionally, and literally how much they needed him to protect them from external threats like Evil Morty, the Citadel of Ricks. If the government ever became a really big thing, Rick is very much a necessary evil. That was kind of the relationship between him and the president at the end with fishing Rick, like, hey, I'm a totally different Rick. We're just going to pretend like this is a thing so we can go back to our normal relationship. They clarified this moment later in the commentary where Keith David's president is pretty sure that this is the same version of Rick, but he knows how much he needs Rick, and Rick can't leave the planet because he needs his family, even though he hates to admit it. So they're perpetuating this lie in the name of taking things back to the way they used to be, which is kind of where Rick is with the family at the end of the season, where they've been through all this crazy stuff, but Beth and Jerry decide that they're going to make a go of their marriage. Morty and Summer are just happy to have the family back together, and even though Rick is really pissed off about it, he's forced to accept it, effectively taking a lot of the power away from him that he gained within the family during season 3, which is why Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland talk about it going back to more of a season 1, season 2 dynamic. The upside now, though, is that you have a season 4 Morty that's way less uptight, but makes more informed choices. Summer also doing kind of the same thing while she goes on adventures with Rick. And now that Beth has been canonized as being almost as intelligent as Rick, she also gets to be in on the fun too, even though there's still sort of the hanging plot thread of whether or not it's the fake version of Beth that Rick offered her, like just go out and have fun traveling the multiverse. We'll put a duplicate in your place. They won't know the difference. Even if this is the real version of Beth, I still think they're going to have fun with the idea that she's almost as smart as Rick and will thus be able to participate in some of the shenanigans that he gets into during the season. So because the divorce isn't a big thing, there are not that many internal threats to the family, but external, you have stuff like the Citadel of Ricks rebuilding itself under Evil Morty's banner. That's always going to be a long-term threat to C-137 Rick. And even though he did destroy the galactic government in episode 1, there's still all that infrastructure left for someone to see, someone like Tammy and Phoenix Person. Phoenix Person is a really good character if they want to bring him back to tug at Rick in an emotional way. Because right now, like he just hates Tammy and probably wants to kill her, but you bring Phoenix Person back and that completely complicates the matter. Because then you have this whole RoboCop idea with his character where maybe he can remember all the memories from before his accident, before Tammy turned him into the cyborg. So let me know in the comments, beyond what they've already confirmed, what do you want them to bring back or do during season 4? And remember, there's 70 episodes, so if they don't get to stuff during season 4, they'll probably get to it in season 5, season 6, season 7. What'll happen is I'll do more regular Rick and Morty bonus videos as we get closer to the season premiering. They usually don't tell you when that's going to happen till it gets real close, but what'll probably happen is that just like for season 3, we'll start seeing some animatics and some early teasers, so leave all your Rick and Morty bonus video requests in the comments below. But click here for that Rick and Morty season 4 teaser trailer, and click here for all my Rick and Morty season 3 Easter egg videos. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.